Welfare for the rich. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at an example of welfare for the rich. Now, people on $180,000 a year, you wouldn't think they'd be needing government support. Well, it just depends on what ideology it is for. So let's look at this one here. This is from the ABC, and this is our wonderful Queensland government here feels like they need to support those poor people earning $180,000 a year. Okay? So the Queensland government to launch a solar battery rebate scheme with up to $4,000 on offer. Now, I know you're saying, Florian, this isn't welfare. This is a solar battery rebate scheme. It's just a cash handout by another name. It's welfare that they force you to spend on a particular thing. I know why they're doing it. They're incentivizing people to buy solar batteries to give kickbacks to their mates in the battery industry. Or they believe it'll make an environmental benefit. Or the headline will look good. For $10 million, they can get some votes. That's the real reason why. Now, you've got to understand, all the money they're spending on this could be used to offset, the homelessness crisis or the rental crisis we have here in Queensland. But no, it's going to people who have a lot of money. Now, if you're earning $180,000 a year, the government shouldn't pay for your batteries. The government should get out of this market entirely, and the individual should make this choice. So if you're taking these type of handouts, if you ideologically support this type of government intervention, then you can't bitch and moan about someone doing it tough on the dole getting money there. Okay? A new scheme to help Queenslanders buy solar battery storage systems will launch today. This is a few days old, with the state government to give out rebates worth tens of thousands of dollars. The $10 million program, which the government has branded the battery booster. Have you seen, there's been a whole lot of LG batteries that have been recalled because they're catching on fire and burning down people's houses? Awesome. There are some advantages to having centralized remote power generation and not having to store it all over the place. What's going to happen when these things all get when they're all at end of life? These things don't last forever. Don't people realize that? So, if you've got a PV system of 5 kilowatts or more, households with a combined taxable income of $180,000 or less. So if your household is earning $180,000, so two people on about the average wage, you can get this. So you'll be allowed to get a $3,000 rebate, while individuals with an income below $66,667 could be eligible for $4,000 cash back. Oh, isn't that nice of the government? Over 2,000 households will be offered rebates under the scheme. ABC Radio Brisbane reported in December the government was expected to go ahead with a battery rebate scheme after it quietly signed off on a regulation to set up the program. The explanation notes for the regulation warned that upfront costs of a battery system was more than $9,000, which it described as uneconomic for most consumers. Okay, then governments stay out of it until the industry and private business develops schemes that are more affordable. Because remember, Queensland government has debt. Okay, this isn't, we're not even paying for this in our taxes and the bills and the GST that the government gets. No, future generations are paying for this. So if a family on $180,000 can get a handout to buy a battery to feel, oh, we're such good people, we're saving the planet by doing bugger all, your kids are going to pay that debt off. This is the problem. And the battery won't even last that long. If you're earning that money, $180,000, you can save up $9,000 to buy one of these things. You can do it. Watch some Dave Ramsey. Deliver the pizzas. Be cheap to save up for your battery pack. So, Energy Minister Mick De Brenny said the program was targeted at households that may not have previously considered purchasing a solar battery. With about 150 rooftop solar installations every day, Queensland has the highest rate of rooftop solar installations in the nation. Yeah, but so many of these batteries, Here's the problem. Well, actually, one of the best things for solar has been people working from home during the day. Because then the power is actually used if you're at home. But how many houses are empty? They're selling it back to the grid at an artificial price. And they're causing a whole lot of infrastructure problems. Oh, boy. The new Battery Booster Initiative invites eligible Queenslanders to make the most of Queensland's mighty sunshine to help keep household bills down. We know that all Queenslanders are passionate about taking action on climate and lowering their energy costs. The government says homeowners would need to get an approved installer, an approved battery system to receive the new rebates. They've also warned that batteries could be inspected by authorities from the state's Department of Energy to ensure safety and compliance measures were met. Queensland has a renewable energy target of 80%. 80% by 2035. Now, see, all of these batteries that they're putting in everywhere, you don't need it. We only need it because of the unreliable nature of the power generation that we're shifting to. And remember that you need to look at the embodied energy of the infrastructure that you're putting in and take that into account when you're looking at the environmental benefits. Normies don't know any of that stuff. They don't appreciate it at all. Be better just to burn gas, to be honest. Anyway, Premier Stephen Miles has recently promised to legislate a new emissions reduction target of 75% by the same year. So you know what this means. See, these things here you read. Cost of living is going to go up. So future generations are taking on just another little bit of debt here for people earning $180,000 a year. And their cost of living, their cost of manufacturing, their cost of everything will get more expensive. And let's have a bit of a chat about this one, guys. I remember meeting one gentleman, and he was an interesting character, a bit weird, rambling on and on about the dangers of coal and air pollution, all of this stuff. And, you know, we need to go to renewable in Australia. It's the ethical thing to do. You know, you're a horrible right-wing, crazy person if you wouldn't. And everything he was referring to was to do with China, with atrocious urban planning. And that was the cause. That was his basis of his argument. Interventions in Australia, which will have no impact on the environment that he's critical of. And I think back to university days, we were fed so much greenwashing, so much ideologically driven propaganda in our education. But and students would just regurgitate it. I remember tutoring, and they would just regurgitate what they were told and wouldn't think critically or ask some serious questions. And that's how we get policy like this. Families on $180,000 that should be well within their means to afford these purchases, if they choose to, subsidized by the government so future generations can bear the burden. I don't blame, if you're going to take advantage of it, I don't blame you. If you don't, someone else will. But the problem is, we need to get leaders that can see the bigger picture. But shit, it ain't going to happen in Australia, is it? I'm just getting too cynical. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Do you think it's good? Should your children's children be paying for you to have cheaper batteries in your house? As always, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.